Hey everyone! Welcome to the Thank Goodness It's Friday live reading. Finally Friday. This week's felt like a really long week. I don't know about you, Tiffany.
It's been a long 3 weeks for me, so I feel that.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. Lots of
absolutely.
work.
Lots of mending, a lot of like physical health issues that I've been literally like 3 weeks. Like I was almost at my breaking point of I'm so ready for just a good health day. And thankfully I was, awarded that. But yeah, I don't mean award like I earned it because it should have just been a given. But yes, I'm
Mm-hmm.
grateful. It's been a long 3 weeks. And funny side note, like anyone else thinks it's weird that like when we're on Zoom or when we're on like video chats, we like wave at the camera, hello and bye. But we never do that when we're really talking to someone in person. Like we're not like sitting at a cafe with a friend and be like, okay, bye.
Maybe we should. Hey, Ivy.
Just an insight into how my brain works.
I like it. All right, guys. So for tonight, it's very similar to what we've been doing daily, which is just if anyone can get a free dice roll, and then open donations of anything you'd like to give to get readings from both of us. So, there's two SaiYunaste logos. Got it. All right, fixed it.
It's a cap, yes.
Yeah. Learning how to use StreamYard without Allison, it's always a good time. Feel the codes coming in already?
Yeah, I feel like I've been having so many codes come in, not only like for this reading, but like just in general. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
how many times have I had to tell the angels, like, shh, just dial it down just a little, just shush.
I know.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
the angels have been out of control lately.
Oh my God. Like,
Yeah.
shut up, chatty Cathy's.
Mm-hmm. They've got a lot to tell us. I feel like a lot is coming around the next turn, and they have many opinions and many side quests for all of us. So that's been a fun time.
Like, for not being overly emotional creatures, they are surprisingly opinionated.
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess I always feel like opinions kind of come from passion and, emotion is usually tied into that. So for such stoic beings to be so opinionated, it's like, how? How do you even like care this much at this level other than just, oh, human alive. Okay, good job.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they care. They care so much.
Yeah, they really do. That's all right.
All right. Well, I know Dina donated. I don't know if you're on yet, Dina. This is always the fun part because they type and then it like a minute later will get sent over to StreamYard. So you're just like, while you wait for them for whatever they're
Awkward
saying.
pauses.
Mm-hmm.
Pause for
Yep.
dramatic effect.
Exactly.
Which I understand now, like that's why Allison probably sings so much, is because she's just like she sings to vamp. So I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always funny when I always just be like, why does she always go do 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 do? But it's like if she doesn't, then it's just a bunch of people on a camera being silent. So she does this job well, indeed.
She does, yes. She's a very beautiful energy. I wonder if her
If
ears
you
are burning right now.
just probably she's at work, like, hmm. If you're just tuning in, we are doing free dice rolls, and then if you'd like to donate, the link is at the bottom. It's scrolling by. Just any donation, open donations are fine. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with Dina because I know she'll always watch the replay. She's good like that. So if you want to go for Dina. For both tarot in today, so you have to do the fun shuffle time.
Fun. I thought about throwing bones. I might next time we do this.
Oh my gosh. That would be real cool. Hey, Barry.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to do that next time. So I'm wanting to build my my intuition when it comes to the bone. So, and I have such a pretty set. I really want to use it more. But this for tonight, I was like, no, we'll go with tarot because I'm using the Aliman deck.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm obsessed with the Aliman deck. It's amazing.
Did you buy your bone set?
So I bought some bones from some individuals on Etsy that worked very closely with bones and carcasses, etc. Carcasses? I don't know. And then other pieces of it. I've got not only the bones, but I've got the other indicators within the bones, so like charms and dice and whatnot. So other pieces I just kind of collected. I'd been feeling called to pull it together for the last few years, and it took me a few years to pull together my whole set. And now I'm like, honestly, I probably have too many charms, but I'm loving it.
That's awesome.
So what do you have for Dina?
For Dina, I've got Gemini and North Node in the 3rd house, which is also the Gemini house. So this is being of 2 minds. This is hey Jared, hey Tracy. This is really like a lot of cerebral things going on. It also can be really indicative of like strong communication. Which I've got also a solar plexus card of reach your goals. So it feels like there's some confidence coming in, which is really cool to see. Some new strength coming in. And then the other card I've got is the King of Pentacles reversed. In this way, it kind of feels like it's good that you're getting all of this new knowledge coming in, because it seems to be as though you are feeling like a little ungrounded at this time, and like things are kind of all over the place. Feeling like you're not meeting your own standards that you're setting for yourself. But essentially what all of your other cards say is that you can, hey Jennifer, you can have that solar plexus confidence. You can reach for that by reaching for your goals. And actually, Dina, I'm going to read this to you because I think you'll appreciate it. These little cards are kids' chakra cards, but they have the cutest little like suggestions of how to reach your goals. So let me read what some of their little suggestions are. I think they're adorable. It says, set a goal and get help breaking it down into 5 steps. Start with the first step and go step by step until you reach your goal, which is adorable. That's like things that I say. That's like,
I was just thinking that's such Pentacap energy. Oh my God.
It's like I wrote this book. I didn't, but make a sign of the main goal you're working on right now. Ooh, as an artist, that would be perfect for you. Hang it up somewhere where you can see it often to motivate yourself to reach that goal. And then the third thing they say that can really help build up your confidence center is reflect on things that get in the way of you reaching your goals and pick one thing and ask for some help in finding a way to overcome that obstacle. So that's exciting. And that's kind of what I've got for Dina.
So I pulled 2 cards. Now this is the Aliman deck. So it doesn't look like an individual deck. It's a bunch of different cards from a bunch of different decks and art pieces, etc., that were put together by the publishing goblin, the artist that put this deck together. So they look vastly different. They're amazing. They're adorable. This is the first card that I pulled. Hold on, camera. There we go. Win.
Oh, wow.
First card I pulled, and then this is how different the rest of the deck is. So this is the second card I pulled. So here we have I believe it's 7, counting, fun, 7 of Swords. And what I'm getting from this card for you, Dina, is that I think we were just talking off camera about shadow work. But for this, it's you approaching shadow work, you approaching triggers, you approaching the inward journey that you're on with a sense of humor, a dark sense of humor. And I feel like you're kind of warring with yourself of take this seriously, But at the same time, like, it's a valid and acceptable coping mechanism to process trauma, to process shadows, to process pain from a dissociated point of view of humor. So don't be so hard on yourself for that. Don't go back and forth. Like, don't put your energy towards be serious and not joke. Allow the humor to come in and just observe it without judgment. And I think you'll find that you have a little bit more access to some of the shadow work in that respect. The other thing that I'm seeing with this more dramatic card is Paimon, Paimon, King of Subjugation, but you can tell that it's a very feminine card. Camera, there we go. It's a very feminine card. And what I'm getting from this is, as this is the King of Subjugation, is you kind of are in a place where you're kind of subjugating yourself. There's part of you that feels like you should already be past some of the things you're working through. And turning that kind of judgment on yourself is not going to help you move through it faster. It's actually going to decrease your speed. So I'm inviting you to release judgment and just try to enjoy the journey, even the hard parts of the journey, because shadow work is not all rainbows and sunshine. And I want to hark back to what Sammy mentioned about, as an artist, painting your main goal. You can do that for several of your goals, but I love how that really seems to resonate. What do they call those boards that you do? Vision boards. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like a vision board of your goal, but in an artistic sense. So you're putting energy into it, and with that energy, you're attaching magic to it. You're creating a path towards that. So you can have fun, you can make fun, you can find humor in your struggles, and also know that in a lot of ways you're kind of attaching your own shackles to yourself, because you're trying to tell yourself how your journey should be led rather than just finding joy in the journey and seeing where the path leads you. So I feel like these cards are really inviting you to release judgment of yourself. Stop telling yourself how you should be doing things or how quickly you should be moving through things, and just release that judgment from you, because the work you're doing is already heavy enough without having those extra weights on your shoulders.
Amazing. Hopefully that helps, Dina. Yeah. So if you guys are just tuning in, we're doing free astrodice rolls, which are these little dice that have a planet, a sign, and a house on them. And then if you'd like a reading from both of us, just open donations of whatever you'd like to the link scrolling below. There was going to be potentially some people that are coders coming on, but it's just me and Tiffany tonight. So we just do the tarot and oracle and dice, which is great also.
Yeah. And next time I might be throwing bones.
Ooh, yeah.
I didn't feel called to do that today.
That sounds good. All right, Sarah, you'd like a roll? Okay. Ooh. So you've got the 6th house with Pisces and Neptune, which Pisces and Neptune, Pisces tends to rule Neptune. So this is all like dreamy intuition, mysticism, imagination. That's the vibe that Neptune brings. The 6th house is the Virgo house. So it's interesting because these are opposite signs. Virgo is opposite Pisces. It's like, so if you have, let's say, your south node in Virgo, you'd have your north node in Pisces kind of thing. So it's interesting that you've got them both. What it feels like to me is that whatever you've been working really hard on the day-to-day is actually starting to blossom into a new dream space, which is really, really nice. So take a moment in a very Virgo way and write down some of the dreams you want to be manifesting, because I think just the act of doing something like physical will really help that dream come out. So I hope that helps. Hi, Kelly, welcome. We are doing free astrodice rolls for anyone who wants them, and open donations for readings for both of us today. And Tracy, I'll go ahead and roll for you too. All right, North Node and Aquarius in the 12th house. So North Node is typically thought of the thing that we're moving towards, but a lot of times I feel like it's just like the energy that we want to bring more into our lives in a way with astrology. And if that's Aquarius and Pisces energy, then that's big fun. So that is moving more towards the idea of the collective and thinking more about humanitarianism. The 12th house can also represent ending karmic closures. So some sort of big past life ending thing. Aquarius can also be like unexpected changes. So you might have something come back up from your past that you are having to look at and deal with. And the reason that's happening is because it's pushing you on to the next level of things that you need. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're feeling a little bit of shadow work also coming up into your life. It's like something's coming back for you to deal with. So the cycle doesn't repeat itself and you can actually deal with it and close it.
Yeah, especially with the full moon in Capricorn we just had, the full super moon in Capricorn we just had. That's a big theme right now of some things that are coming up that just need to be wrapped up. Capricorn likes to wrap things up, tie things up, finish the project. So that makes a lot of sense for the current astrology as well.
Very cool. Thanks, Tracy. I appreciate it. There you go. I added it. You're so welcome, Tracy. Wiggle, wiggle. So we were on our way to Virginia, and the beautiful Tiffany Fitzpatrick introduced us to this comedian called Peter Lee. He's hysterical. Highly recommend that you listen to Peter Lee. But he has this bit where he's like, no one wants to fight a man who wiggles. I can't remember the whole setup, but essentially he made a guy mad at a bar and the guy was like, hey, and he just is like sitting there wiggling at him, and
he's like,
the guy's like, I'll meet you outside.
He's like, okay, I'll meet you there.
Continuing to wiggle.
He just looks him dead in the eye and starts wiggling. He was like, hey man, want to fight? He's like, I'll meet you outside. And he's standing outside by himself. He's like, I wonder why he didn't come out.
It's like possums play dead, he wiggles. That's his defense. I love it. It's the best. All right, Ivy, I can roll for you. Wiggle, wiggle, Jennifer. J-Dub's in the house. All righty. North Node, Scorpio, 5th house. Woo! Some steamy romance on the horizon for you, potentially. And it might not necessarily be with someone else. I'm kind of feeling, although Scorpio usually does mean partnership, but I am kind of feeling like you're feeling yourself, like you're in that vibe. You're really enjoying your life. You're really admiring yourself. And if you're not, then you should be. So it feels very good. It feels kind of like a rebirth into your own identity and like figuring out who the new you want to be is moving into this next turn. And that doesn't mean like a complete overhaul, but there's some piece of you that's coming up and it's like, ooh, I kind of like that. I'm kind of into that sort of deal. So congratulations. That sounds fantastic. That's the kind of energy I want to be in all the time.
Yeah, feeling yourself? Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just think if we love ourselves more and more, then we just develop more love to pour out to others. And so by loving ourselves, we can actually love other people more. And it's a beautiful cycle to create. But I'm a little bit of an optimist. So.
I love that about you, because I'm a bit of a pessimist as a 5 placement Capricorn. I actually have to gratitude journal every single day, or else I like
you. Huh? Because as much as we hang out, like 98% of the time, I don't even realize you're a pessimist until you say, "Yeah, I'm a pessimist." Yeah,
oh, really?
So working for you.
Maybe
yeah,
I'm changing.
Yay for change!
I'm doing it, guys. I'm doing it.
Yes.
Oh, cool. You're starting to open and ascend. Yes, Ivy. I love that. Yeah, live in that moment. That sounds beautiful to me.
I'm guessing I'm hearing a lot of shrill noise in your ears then. Yeah.
Yeah.
So fun ringing in the ears.
Hey, Kelly Jo, if you want to donate for a reading from both of us, or did you just want an astrodice roll? That's fine too. See what I mean? That moment when you just wait. That's pretty good. We can do the Egyptian. A roll? A roll it is. Oh, wrong thing. But all right. Ooh, Pisces and Jupiter in the ninth house, which is also the Sagittarius house.
Some strong energy.
Yeah, are you? Oof. Yeah, it feels like a lot of downloads. It's almost like such a big expansion in the realm of intuition that it hurts my head. Like it's making behind my eyes hurt.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting too.
Yeah, that's really overwhelming. Yeah. A lot's trying to work itself out. I recommend, because this Pisces sign is here, I recommend getting in water and even putting some like Epsom salts or like some oils or something in your water, something that makes it smell really good, that you can that works on all of your senses, and just really like sitting silently in the water and allowing some of that to just kind of flow through you more. It might get you in more of the feeling of the flow, because that is so much changing and going on. I can feel it inside my entire body, how overwhelming that is right now.
Yeah, try lavender. Lavender is very soothing, very calming, and it plays on all of the senses. And it's also really good for opening and activating psychic abilities, which it sounds like is part of what's going on here.
Yeah, it seems like you're being prepped to go into more like in-depth shadow work, or maybe even inner child work to me. And so like all of your stuff is getting triggered right now. Oof.
Just breathe through it. Don't fight it. It's going to be more painful if you fight it.
Yeah. If you can, I would really recommend getting some codes right now to help move through that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's hard. Yeah, it's going to be really.
Just remember, you're not alone. So if it's in the house of Sagittarius, Sagittarius kind of harks to the huntress. So just remember that you're not alone. You are being guided, and even when you feel like you're alone on the journey, you have spirit guides and a team to help you. So you're not alone in this. You're not the first person to go through this or the last person to go through this. So I hope you can take some comfort in knowing that you are being guided, which means that you are being held through this, even if it's a really overwhelming process.
Yeah. Kelly, have you ever heard of soul language before, or light language? If you haven't, it's kind of a great way it's a language that speaks directly to the soul and heart space. It bypasses the brain, which likes its patterning. It likes to hold on to a lot of things. It gets directly into those spaces right there. Okay, cool. So Jennifer Wardlow, are you able to jump on really quickly?
I got a little bit coming through. If
you got a little code coming through?
A little bit, yeah. Whew, I've never done this live before, so this should be fun. Welcome to my debut. Okay, that's all I'm brave enough to share right now. But that's soul language. Don't ask me which dialect that is. I'm still learning that part. But Jennifer Wardlow is an ace when it comes to that stuff. And so is Tabitha Kane and Allison May as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Jennifer said she's going to pop on in a minute and help you a little bit there. Hey, Stephanie. Yeah, that's a real kick in the teeth, unfortunately. I'm so sorry you're going through that.
But just think of how excited you're going to be once you start feeling like you have a hang of it. Sorry, again, optimist.
Yeah. And it's a grief that never really goes away too. So it's
No, you just kind of grab onto the reins and hold on for the gallop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Waiting for Baba Yogs. There she is. Yay!
Yay! All right, so I'm in the middle of cooking dinner, so I'm gonna bring in coach for everyone in the group to help clear with grief, to help bring in that self-love and that gentleness that we find within the process of grieving or that death and rebirth situation. So if everyone who's tuning in and wants to receive, just to take a deep breath and allow yourself a moment of peace. Niara tishia no tora niara no moya kiati shia no to niara ya no to shia nia to yana magika niara shi nari hito yana ishia no to yana makia yato shia niara to yana niara koma kia shia yatno no shia na te oro koni shia te no ko yana Yutoyashia Natahi Hoshia Nako Hoshia Natia Doria Nakia Shataya Punia Shatia to Loyanearaki Nashi Natoya Makea Toshi Kiano no Toshia Neatoya Namahia Neato Yorani Nashi no Honori Keano Naramani no Nia Nishikai nato nushi maneroko nerisia wanatia nashia notoya nashia kunyata. May we always know that as we go on through our individual journeys that we are all connected by the thread of infinite love. A goodbye may seem like forever, but it's also never a goodbye when forever is within you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's no problem. So hope that lands. I'm also gonna hop out, so I love you all.
Thank you so much for hopping in. I appreciate it. I hope that helps, Kelly. I mean, it's a process, and you just need to be really forgiving and loving with yourself, because that's not an easy thing to go through and face down. So, whew, that got me right in the heart space.
Yeah. It felt so warm, but like so fucking powerful. Oh, are we supposed to cuss? Oh, well.
It doesn't matter. We're adults.
That's still one of my shadows where I'm like, oh, we're in like professional people space issue thing. So, watch your language, but it's so not me.
My soul fuck is a soul word. I mean, when you say it, right? That's what Alice always says, that when you say it, it hits right in your heart space, right? Like that's why we use curse words, is because it's like, it gets all the meaning out. That word can mean a million different things too, just like soul language. So.
Yeah, it can be a noun, a verb, an adjective. It's amazing. Incredible. And psychologically, it's been researched and shown that psychologically it reduces your stress hormones when you cuss, and it actually reduces your stress.
Wow.
Fun fact.
It makes me feel like I want to cuss all the time.
I'm
There
okay
you
with
go.
that.
Hey, Wendy. Thank you for letting us step into your energy, Kelly. I really appreciate it. Yeah. All right, guys, if you're just tuning in, we are doing free astrodice rolls. And then if you would like a reading from both of us, go ahead and donate to the paypal.me/Pixie, I think it is. And if you donate, if you wouldn't mind just putting donated in the comments section, because sometimes I forget to check. Oh, reading for Kristen. Okay, cool. Is Kristen here?
Does Kristen have a question?
Oh, yeah. And do you have a specific question? Hey, Kristen Clark, did you have a specific question? Or just a general reading? We can do that too. And yeah, Wendy, I can roll for you after. Absolutely. Okay, cool. Just a general reading. On it.
So I'm really feeling called. Sorry, I'm just gonna like jump right the fuck in.
Go for it. Yeah.
I'm really feeling called for you to work with your solar plexus, specifically your solar plexus chakra. If you're not familiar with chakra systems, that's the solar plexus chakra is kind of like between your ribs at the very bottom of your ribs. It's where your diaphragm is. If you're familiar with the diaphragm, and it is the seat of I am. It's the seat of your identity. And so I'm really feeling called for you to work with that. This is one of the cards that came through. There we go. This card is also very associated with Krampus. So what I'm getting for you in that sense, again, start working with your solar plexus, and I'm sensing a bit of identity confusion, not necessarily crisis, just like you're used to not showing your full identity because you're waiting to see what identity the person that you're around is wanting to see from you. But you really want to start working with pulling out more of your own identity. And another thing that I'm seeing here is, so Krampus is very much about like it's like the dark side of Santa, in the sense of it kind of scares you into the Christmas spirit of what could happen if you lose that sense of generosity and appreciation for the things that we have around us, and realizing that it's not just about the gifts. It's not just about what do I get out of things. It's more about the spirit of generosity, not only of giving, but also allowing yourself to receive. Because when we don't allow other people who have enjoyment of giving to give to us, we're taking that enjoyment away from them. So it's just as important to give as it is to receive. And also, again, just the appreciation of what's around you. So it's almost that attitude of gratitude thing coming through. And don't forget to have fun. Like, it's okay to be festive, and you don't have to fade into the wall as a wallflower. You can show more, and this kind of harkens back to the identity of, you can show more of who you are. You don't have to wait to find out what someone else is wanting you to be or who they're wanting you to be. So allow yourself to kind of see what you like, what you enjoy doing and being, and step by step into that. And then the people who are really meant to be around your torch, they'll stick around, or they'll flock to you, as the people who really aren't meant to enjoy your energy kind of fade away. And that is a process of it, is kind of losing some people, but you're not really losing them if they're not meant to be there to begin with. And do you really want them in your space if they're not really there for the real you? They're there for the person that you've cultivated to make them feel comfortable to stay. Meanwhile, you're uncomfortable.
And that is a big theme that a lot of people in our tribe are going through, is a lot of us are seeing like people's true colors right now. And because we're in a pressure cooker right now as really, I mean, we really are. There's a lot going on the planet right now that is pushing everyone kind of to their breaking point, right? Mm-hmm. So I feel like every time I talk to somebody in the tribe, they're like, wow, I thought so-and-so was just going to go on this journey with me, and then they're not. And I'm really sad about it. So you're definitely not alone. I got very similar things to what Tiffany got. I got Mercury and Gemini in the 5th house, which is the house of Leo. Mercury traditionally rules Virgo and Gemini as well. This is being of two minds. This is taking to pass, which Iris, this card is also about as well. This is she who changes. So you're at the precipice of who do I want to be? Where am I going with this? And where do I want to take it? And it's hard because 3 of Swords, you've really felt some loss lately. And I agree with Tiffany. It is, especially with that Leo house there of relationships, of childlike wonder. It's really important for you to rely on the people that make you feel and accept you for all the bits and pieces that you are, that support who you were, who you are, and who you are becoming. Because, and allow them to give to you, because you are in a time of needing to receive more than you are able to give, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine to be in that place. Like she said, we're always taught to like give, do, but that's not really, that's not sustainable long term. And there's nothing wrong with taking a back seat and being like, yeah, okay, you've got me this time. That sounds great. So I really, really agree. I always like to, when I pull one of these cards, I always like to read the little questions afterward to people because I feel like they're always so thought-provoking. It says, why am I fighting this change? How can I flow into transformation? And what do I need to do to honor this cycle? And I really think for you to honor the cycle, especially with the House of Leo, is to dive into things that used to bring you joy as a child. Look into those things. It doesn't matter what they are. See if you can even find a group of friends that will do them with you and just play and have a good time. It's really important to nourish all sides of yourself. And I think there might be a little child Kristen in there who's like, I really want to be seen and heard right now. So just honor that piece of you as well.
Yeah. And, you know, Sammy mentioned Mercury and Gemini, and both of these are very strongly about communication, and about finding ways to communicate what you feel needs to be communicated. So as far as feeling seen, feeling heard, allowing yourself to verbalize your boundaries, allowing yourself to find your boundaries. And so some of that speaking your truth can help you step more into who you are at your core. And I'm not saying that any of this is easy. We know that it's not easy. But I do see that this is part of the journey that you're on now. And again, just know that you're not alone. And the braver you get at stepping into who you are, the more you'll see who really is for you and will stick around, regardless of if you think that you're palatable.
Because you are, and you're
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So hopefully, I always feel like I give people homework. It's like I'm the eternal teacher. Like I'm like, okay, when you leave here, I need you to make some notes.
I feel that way with every one of my tarot readings. I'm like, okay, so you're going to want to look into this and you're going to research this. You might look into this book. I've even been like, hey, so have you seen this Disney movie? Okay, you should. Movies have come up, like pop culture movies. I'm like, oh, you should watch this. You'll relate to such and such.
Ooh, that's a good kind of homework, though. I'm into that kind of homework.
It comes up. It's surprising how much it comes up. But yeah, I feel the same way. I'm always giving homework unintentionally.
Wendy, coming at you. I really need your partner, man, to make a tattoo for me. Okay. We'll talk later about that. That's aside. Ooh, Capricorn. Did I just roll Capricorn for you the other day too? Pluto in the 1st house. Ooh. Things are getting serious. New beginnings. Definite transformation in so the 1st house represents, it is like the self appearance identity, but it also represents like the actual beginning. And that's what I'm feeling more for this reading for you. So some sort of new beginning, and Capricorn energy is really good at like, this is a new beginning that's going to set up a really good, solid foundation for you moving forward. That's going to provide a long-term goal that you're trying to achieve. So it feels like you're you're actually taking all of your strengths and you have a lot of passion and drive right now. You're feeling confident in your identity and what you're doing. And then you add that Pluto energy of like an absolute evolution and rebirth, a transformative moment. It feels really good. It feels like you're on the precipice of doing like a really big thing that's going to be lasting for you for a long time. So now my ears are ringing. Are you tuned into Angel Radio? Oh man.
Are you asking me or Wendy?
Wendy. I can't remember if we've had this conversation or not. The angels are out of control. They have a lot of ideas and they're very excited about this new path for you.
Send it in dreams, dude. Send it in dreams.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good point, Tiffany. Yeah. Ask them if they will tell you, if they will have a discussion with you in your dreams. Because you don't want to end up like me last Friday and wake up to like 5 of them standing around you right when you've popped your eyes open. That's always exhausting. So.
And then it's like glass breaking shrill in your ears.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah. So hooray. I'm excited for this new venture. Keep me updated. I feel like you've got something in the works behind the scenes. I feel like Allison's whispered things to me. Yeah. Super exciting. But are you getting them too?
me, yeah.
Yeah. I can see your face. You're like
shush.
Yeah. It's all day, every day. Once the angels find you. Yeah.
They never not find me.
What's that?
So they never not find. I'm not hidden like other people are. So they always know right where to look.
Leo and South Node in the 8th house. What are we leaving behind? Ooh. Sorry. Kind of leaving behind surface level things at this time, which is interesting. So Scorpio, well, the 8th house specifically, which is related to Scorpio, but the 8th house is about like intimacy, shared finances, joint ventures, and it's also like the house of mysteries. Sorry, they're saying a lot of things. It's like you're kind of moving into a more serious phase, a more it's like you're leaving behind the mystery and the truths are getting ready to be revealed kind of thing. But the good thing is that you have this Leo vibe too, and Leos approach everything in like they can really roar, right? Like they have the courage and the bravery to meet it. I feel like they're trying to put a puzzle together for me and I don't understand what the puzzle pieces are, but that's your job, is putting together big puzzles. So maybe I'm just supposed to tell you, Jennifer, Leo, South Node, 8th house.
So South Node can sometimes, okay, fun fact, my Leo sun is in the 8th house. Just fun fact. Sometimes the South Node can also be about things, remembering that these are things that you've already overcome and accomplished, but maybe have forgotten. So I don't know if that helps, but that's kind of one thing that's coming through for me is like not just leaving behind, but remembering that you've done this before. So it's not necessarily new. So bringing in some of that Leo assertiveness and Leo confidence of, I got this. Or as you like to say, on it.
Yeah, it's weird. It feels like they're just asking you to be you. Which somebody else got a roll like that a couple of days ago. And I was like, oh, they're basically just saying, oh, it was Allison. She got a roll that was just like all of her planets, her top 3. And I was like, I guess just keep being you. Have a great day. Good thing those rolls are free. Yeah. Oh, Wendy, you donated too? Well, all right. A full reading for you, I guess.
Yeah. Do you have a question?
Oh, yeah. You're so good about that. I'm just like, I've pulled cards for you. I gotta put my glasses back on. It hurts my eyes to have them off for too long, but the glare is so weird. Anything that pops up, beautiful, because cards are flying out already. Oh, that's too many.
Did your cards jump out?
Yeah, but it was like 8. And they're all quote cards. And nobody got time for that. I don't know. I feel compelled to pull like 4 cards for you, Wendy. What is going on?
That's why 8 jumped out at you.
I guess.
Okay, she's still shuffling, so I'm going to go. I'll warn you now, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of clarity here. So I'm hoping this resonates with you, but I'm getting the message that like that's kind of the whole point. So first I have coming up is camera. There we go. So this card, let's try that again. Sorry, it's a white card. There we go. This is the storyteller. And what I'm seeing from this card is literally you have a story to tell. And you know that, but you are biting your lip. You're biting your tongue on this. But it's time. Your story needs to be told. And runner-up I have is this judgment card in reverse. Try this again. Which is really just the most, gosh darn it, hold on. Of course, there's a shine. So there we go. Okay, kind of. So what I love about this card is it's beautiful. But definitely release the judgment from yourself. You're telling yourself, you know, how is my story any different than someone else's story? Someone else has had it worse or better, or why would anyone, whatever. These things that you're telling are just the inner monologue that you're going through. And that self-critiquing is actually trying to protect you, and I get that. So, you know, try and be super grateful and appreciative that there's a part of you that wants to protect you from this perceived failure or this perceived lack of interest. But the fact is that you're being called to share your story because it can be inspirational to so many people. And those of us that have really strong stories or have been through some shit, at one point or another, we feel completely alone in what we've been through. And just knowing that someone else understands what we're going through, or someone else has been through this shit too, and that it's not really just us. There's a comfort in that you can't really find anywhere else. And so you are being called to tell your story, to get to know your story better and how to help people hear it, because you also need to hear it from yourself. You need to know that your story is worth telling. You need to know that your story is important to you as well. Your shadow, your inner child, whatever it may be. And so these cards are inviting you to start to release that judgment and actually share your story. And not just locally, but like actually maybe even writing a blog or a book or a graphic novel or whatever form of artistry you're called to. TikTok, whatever it may be, whatever you feel drawn to. It's time for you to pull those skeletons out of the closet and share all the big bads and the scary details. And because believe it or not, your story is important. Your story is valid. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't matter if someone else has had it worse or better. That's not the point. Your story is just as valid as anyone else's. And there are people that need to hear your particular story. I hope that helps.
Yeah, so some echoing things. The quote cards are from Universe Has My Back. And yours says, my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. And then you've also got the Mars card.
Ooh.
Which Mars can be force, like it says on the card. It can be lust. It can be aggression. But in this case, I feel like it's propulsion.
Action, yeah.
Mm-hmm, it's something moving you forward. You've got Pravati reversed, which when this card is reversed, it basically means that it's time to start getting really serious about your spiritual growth, your devotion to yourself, to your spirituality, to your intuition, and get a little bit more serious about making sure you add in whatever that spiritual element is that makes you feel so connected. It's important for you to start adding that in every single day. Whatever this is feels like a serious ramp up. And I know that things have been rough and maybe not going as well as you've expected them to go. That's why we've got the Knight of Wands in reverse here. So I know it feels like things have been set back. I know it feels like you haven't maybe been feeling like as confident lately, potentially, but you've got all of it there. You can do this is what that's what your team keeps saying to me. Like, tell her she can do this. She can do this. She can do this. Like, so many people have so much faith in you, and so many people need to hear your story. They need to hear who you are and what happened and how you got to where you are, because you've got, like Tiffany said, you've got this story to tell. And it's important for you to get it out there. But in order to do that, it takes vulnerability. And so something that might help is that devotion to your spirituality every day, because that knowingness and connecting to unity allows us to know that we're not living by ourselves, and that we are an important puzzle piece. Getting called out. I get called out by tarot cards every single day.
Right? Like, this reading is supposed to be about someone else, and yet I'm being called out. Come on. All the damn time. Life of a tarot reader.
Yeah. Yeah, you're so welcome, Wendy. I don't know. I feel like you're on the brink of something. I feel like, I hate saying this to people, but it's just going to take like a little bit more dedication, and then it's going to be there. And it feels really nice and big.
You know, allowing that to come through, the act of receiving, the art of receiving, and allowing that next step of the journey to be received so that you can continue on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yay. Feels good. You're welcome. Absolutely. Oh, this is always such a joy.
This is fun. I definitely have more ever. This is the first time that I've been able to like hop on for these lives, and so I'm really glad that we're able to do this. My schedule's so silly.
Yeah, you were sick, and then your work schedule is always a little wild. So
yeah.
Were they chill at work about you recovering though, at least?
Yeah, they were. Well, because mostly they were like, keep your cooties at home. My God, don't bring them here. So I was like, well, that's good, because I can't make it out of the bed, so that's fine. Yeah.
I'm like always asking the dad questions. I'm like, were they nice to you at work? What's your business plan? Explain to me the research you've done. Laura called me dad the other day. Well, she was walking to her car and she was like trying to walk alone. And I was like, no, I'll be walking with you. She's like, okay, dad. I was like,
And at least you'll make it there alive. That's okay.
Yeah. Ooh, Terry. Yes, yes, yes. I will definitely roll for Terry. Oh my gosh, how is Terry? Is he loving this Friday energy?
Oh my gosh, it is Friday, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we forgot it was Friday.
The moon and Pisces in the 11th house. Aquarius. Oh, Terry. This is like, oh yeah, that's right. It's so late your time. Happy Saturday, UK humans. Gosh. Yeah, this feels like a generational, like an unexpected generational karmic slap in the face is going on right now, is what it feels like.
I'll send you love. Lots of love.
Yeah, it's like it's like something you didn't realize. This is what it feels like to me. Okay, 11th house is Aquarius, and this is a lot about like a social awareness that you've just come into. The Pisces sign is that intuition, and well, Tiffany laughed. Yeah, no, this feels like you're dealing with something that you didn't expect was not an okay thing that your family did almost. Is that weird? Do you know, like when you get older and you are like, oh, nobody else's family does it that way, or oh, there's a different way to do this. And it's like the moon tells me this is kind of like a cycle that keeps going on, and you're in the process of bringing it from your unconscious mind to your conscious mind and figuring out how to deal with things differently than generations before.
Ooh, that
I'm
sounds
not
like
sure
shadow
why
work.
either. Why this feels so family related to me, because none of these are really family. Like Aquarius is usually friends. But they told me to say family. So I don't know. Does that make any sense, Terry? No.
Maybe it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. It feels like it's a lot to reckon with emotionally. Like it slapped you out of nowhere and you're like, what the?
That moment when you're like, wait, that's not normal?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever it is, I feel very confident. Yeah, I feel very confident that you're able to handle it, but it's just very frustrating. That's all I feel, is I feel just frustration with the situation and like kind of unexpected frustration. Like a really this again? Yeah. She works in the school, and so she invites herself to the kids' events. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I can see why that's frustrating and emotional, because you're stuck between doing what your kids want and what your mom wants. And as a man, you're kind of, I don't know if it works like this in the UK, but it seems like American men are kind of trained to be their mom's like protector or defender or whatever. So but you're also your kid's protector, defender, and hero. So what a line to be caught in. Okay. Yeah. So it's even more of a big deal because he's the only kid. Whew. That's a good time. At least my beautiful fiance has an older sister who's a badass. She will just whip all the parents into shape. She has no time for it. She's a Sagittarius. We will have a brew and have a weekend. Yes, much appreciate. We could have a brew later. Oh wait, you guys are probably going to bed. So say we could have a brew after this if you're into it. Yeah. Well, sorry to hear that, Terry. It sounds like you're handling it with honor and grace as best you can. Well, we're at our hour mark. Is everybody feeling good? Anybody want a last minute dice roll? I want to tell Allison I did this. Yeah.
We did the wiggle and we did the do 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 do. She does that better than I do. She just does it so naturally. It just like seems.
It's a part of her being. Yes.
It is. That's true. She's really in touch with her inner child. It's an enviable skill.
Yeah, you should see her hang out with like little boys or like wild dogs. She's like, blah! And I'm like, oh man, you are essentially like still an 8-year-old.
Yeah. When she hung out with Jen's little boy in Virginia, like it was just she was just amazing. She just was like down on his level and so excited about all the different cars he had. It was a great thing to watch.
It was awesome. Yeah, she knows how to do it, man. She knows how to live life.
Yes.
All right, everyone. Well, that feels really good and complete. I just want to thank all of you guys for hopping on with us. I really had a great time. This is a good way to spend a Friday night.
Me
so hopefully
too.
we'll do this many more Friday nights.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me.